true.
Okay, so the last one, but not least, is going to be XRP by Ripple. You have it up?
Of course.
Perfect. All right, guys, we're going to be doing the last live technical analysis video on XRP. I'm going to hand it over to Crypto Poppy.
All right, last but not least, we have XRP paired with the US dollar. Weekly time frame data's coming in from Bitfinex. So we're just zoomed out looking at the data. But again, you know, unlike some of the other coins we've looked at, XRP made an enormous parabolic movement late 2024, blasted it off to past the moon, to be honest with you. A huge movement up to the upside. We chopped around there, had some huge price swings in the meantime before coming and making another all-time high, beating our previous all-time high before rejecting back down. But we found support awfully fast. You could see our Fibonacci. Looks like our swing low was drawn April 14th, 2025. Our swing high was drawn July 21st, 2025. And this is where we're currently at. Looks like we do need to redraw, though, the Fibonacci, because our zero movement now, I should have noticed that when I was talking about it, has came down to the downside. See, now I don't know, though, if I want to draw it from here on February 2nd, 2026 swing low, or if I want to drag it down here to the October 6th, 2025 swing low. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, look at that real quick for a second. Take a look at that. Now take a look at that. Boom. Okay. Okay, so I like this one, and let me tell you why. So I like it drawn from swing low being the February 2nd, because I like the 618, how it lines up right there, how you have that wick to the top, and then this 786, you have that wick right there to the top, that green one right there, just testing it before getting rejected back down. So let's lock that into place. So we have our new freshly drawn Fibonacci to see what XRP could potentially do. Adjust the chart so we could look at most relevant price action. So you could see here, after our Fibonacci, we do have a trend line drawn that was acting as support, guiding us to the upside for a little while with XRP. But, you know, the trajectory of where we came from and where we were going just was unrealistic to maintain that trajectory, even with XRP and all the money that flows into it. We came, retested, tried to sit on it as support before blowing through it and coming down to the downside. Found some support on the 236 fib level. Couldn't quite hold. Came down, made our zero movement. And we're holding, again, in no man's land slightly right now before we're at a decision point. Are we going to start melting to the downside and have to adjust our chart to see where we could potentially start coming down to? These levels here of the 12 cents, 32 cents, 51 cents, you know, previous breakout of 47 cents. Or are we going to find support at our zero movement, right at $1.10 or so, maybe down to like 95 cents before starting to move to the upside? So let's take a look at that risk to reward setup. So from current price, let's see our risk. From current price to our zero movement, that's about 21% movement to the downside. And in this crypto space, 21% movement can come through at a blink of an eye. So from current price to our support level down here, our red box, is about 32% movement to the downside. So there is huge risk with XRP with where it currently sits, because we don't have any confirmations to the upside and or to the downside currently. We're just kind of consolidating, moving sideways. So from current price up to the 236 is about 21% movement to the upside. And just like how you saw with the downside was about 21% as well to the zero movement. So we're in between them. We're right in the middle of both Fibonacci's. From current price action to the 618 is 90% movement to the upside. Goodness, it does not look like that big of a movement on the chart. From current price up to the 786 level is 120% movement to the upside. Current price up to our trend line and the one movement Our previous all-time high is 161% movement to the upside. So definitely have some risk down here. You definitely could get some better entry points into XRP if you're still dollar cost averaging or looking into getting into this specific token. Not financial advice, but I would definitely look to the left and also probably go from the weekly time frame, which I don't like to do this too regularly, to the daily time frame. Adjust your chart and you could see here, right? Look at these, look at some entry points here to the left, right? You'd have to adjust your chart. Let's zoom in and take a look. So the green dotted line is the current price. You could look here on the daily time frame. Okay, $1.10. Come here down to the downside, and you could really dial these in, right? $0.09539 would be a great spot. The bottom of these two from November 17th and November 18th, 2024. Look at the bottom of those. $1.05, 750. Those would be great entry points to dial it in, right? Dial in your entry, get a better entry, take some risk off the table while gaining nothing but reward. The more risk you take off of the table by getting lower entry points, the more gains you're going to have, the more reward percentage you're going to have in any specific token, in any specific setup. So it's always about de-risking and having the smallest amount of risk when entering a position with the maximum amount of reward. And that's a lot of these tokens. But again, we need Ethereum to start moving to really get things flowing, get things excited. Then we need Ethereum to slow down and chill without crashing down, without Bitcoin crashing, without World War III, without anything crazy happening. And then finally, these altcoins could run. And that's all that I have today.
But anyways, guys, that was that for today. We only cover a few tokens. Crypto Poppy wanted to take a snapshot of the market right now before it starts to turn. And we'll see how it goes. It's a very different season this time around with all the companies and banks getting into crypto. So I think that's why things have been a little different this time around. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're currently at 865 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000. It doesn't cost a thing. Please subscribe, leave a comment down below, like this video, share it, and I'm going to have Crypto Poppy say bye to you guys.
See ya.
See you guys later. Peace.